Across these plains and prairies, Rocky Mountain highs, fade off into the distance like ghost riders in the sky. Black smoke and white line, steel horses side by side. It's more than just a living, y'all. Hell, it's our way of life. We're the last of the cowboys. The giddy have gone.
So, I'm back in New Philadelphia, Ohio for this load. Picking up I think it's a garbage truck chassis, but they're making a few different models now, so I'm not sure if it's a garbage truck chassis or if it's a box truck chassis or airplane refueler, who knows. But it's truck chassis, either way. Waiting on Bobby to come out here and find my truck and get me loaded. This chassis goes to Arlington Heights, Illinois. Today is Friday, so I'm just picking it up. I got the truck service, or I got the truck scheduled to be serviced this afternoon, so I'm gonna pick this thing up, put it on a trailer, take the truck up to the shop, have them do a service on it. And then I'll run the shop on Monday morning, pick the truck back up, head out to Illinois. Hopefully they'll be done with the truck early enough that I can make it to Illinois and get delivered on Monday, but it might be Tuesday morning before I deliver it, not sure yet. So just wait on Bobby. As soon as Bobby gets over here, I'll get some footage. Last time I did one of these, I think you saw it in one of the early episodes of the channel, my camera died on me, so I'm gonna make sure I put the new battery in today, because we're like 50% right now, so I'm gonna make sure I put a new battery in today, and we'll get some good footage of him loading this time, since I missed it last time. Stay tuned. We'll be right back, I hope. Bobby just showed up with our little truck. Get some footage of this. Alright, so Bobby's got it partway up on there. He's gonna give her hell here in a second. See if he can do it. Hey, first try. Look at this guy. Holy smokes, you never see this guy.
Hell, the only people wear hats like that don't have one.
He's picking on my hat. You see that? This is Chris. This is the guy that used to do this job, and now he just sits in an office and does nothing.
Exactly.
What's up, brother? Yeah, there you go. See? We get paid by him. All right, in New Philadelphia, I loaded. You saw that. You saw Bobby putting it on. You got to meet Chris, sort of. So we got loaded up, got reconnected back to the trailer, went ahead and secured it. Bobby did his thing, so I'm gonna cover securement real quick. This one's pretty easy. These things only weigh about 14,000 pounds or so. I think between 14 and 17. There's Bobby. Say hi, Bobby.
Hello.
About between 14 and 17 depending on the model. So this one's a short one, it's pretty light. I'm sure it's only about 14,000. So what he did is, this looks kind of complicated, but it's really not. This is one chain, and what I did is I hooked the chain in here around the tie down points, and then I hooked my binder straight to the edge of the trailer and then tightened up right off the chain here. And I did the same thing on the other side. So the chain you see laying here on the deck, that is just the access chain. So all I did is just took that through the D-ring like I always do, and then bungee corded on the other side so it doesn't fly off and run down hit the road and hit some car and create a safety hazard. So here is how we did the back. Not super crazy. This one's a little tight, but we X-chain off the back, off these axles right here. Grab that side of the pumpkin and then this side of the pumpkin over here. And just X-chain it right down to the trailer, same thing. This one, I just loop my chain around the D-ring and then use my chain my binder just like any other, instead of hooking to the edge of the trailer. The reason I'm not crazy about this, we'll go see how this goes, is if you can see that right there, we're pretty tight against that pumpkin with the chains. I wish I had a D-ring that was a little further back so I could take this chain here and move it back this way, and that would get that out away from that pumpkin. But I didn't manufacture the trailer, so I didn't get my choice of where I wanted the D-rings put. So we're working with what we got, and unfortunately today it seems like we're working with a handicap. We're gonna see how that goes. Back here I did the same thing. I ran my access chain across, just like talked about on the last video. I ran my access chain across and just bungee corded on both sides, keep it from dangling or coming off the road. This, again, that allows me to, instead of wrapping that chain around the access chain around the chain that's tight, this allows me now, if I need to loosen or tighten this thing going down, during transit, I can do that, and I don't have to worry about the access chain. So, all right, we're all loaded up. That's the securement on it. Pretty simple, pretty fast. Bobby's good at what he does, so he gets us loaded up quick and we can chain down and get out of here. I think this video actually took me longer than it did to chain this thing down. So Bobby's here. I'm gonna ask him a question or two. He's not ready for that. He didn't know this was coming, so Lord only knows what he's gonna do. We got a car coming by us. We'll be right back. All right, so as you saw, we got this crane truck loaded up. What is this, Bobby? This is Bobby, by the way. Come on, lean in here a little bit. Get in the screen.
Hi guys, how's everybody going?
This is Bobby. He loads us here at Crane. This truck chassis here, Bobby, what is this going to be?
This is going to be a refuse truck.
Oh, so this is a garbage truck chassis?
Yes.
All right. So I saw earlier in the video, I said I wasn't sure what type of truck, that I knew I was getting a truck chassis, but I didn't know what it was going to be. This one here, it's actually going to be a garbage truck. So in the end, I'm going to take it to the body shop. They're going to put a body on it, and then it'll ship out from there. So that's what this one's going to be. Bobby is the main guy that loads everybody here. He's pretty good at his job. He's a fun guy. He's one of the happiest people I've ever met in my life. So easy to work with. That's good. You know, these are the customers. Again, I talked about this in the last video when I delivered at the Army base. Having a good customer for pickup or delivery is a huge thing for us. So I think, Bobby, I'll ask you the same questions I asked that guy. This channel, it's all about teaching people how to run Specialized and how to haul this kind of stuff. When a truck pulls in to get loaded, what is it that you're looking for? You know?
Most of the time, I can tell by the trailer what shape it's in, what kind of truck I have. You guys can't see it here, but this is a double axle truck, and it has interlocking hubs on it, axles on it, so it is real easy to load. Sometimes you get single axle trucks, you get a wet trailer. It makes things difficult, but you just got to push through that, and with the help from the light truck driver, you guys can usually work through that. My boss Chris, he does a good job working with like with Sally from they're easy to work with. They are good guys like Brett here. Everybody's just always ready to help and like chip in to get things done.
So what is there, when a guy comes here, what is something that we can do as a driver that would help you do your job?
Yeah, most of the time is just what Brett just said. If you can like let us know ahead of time, if you can give us like a time that you're going to come here, Because usually if I'm not doing this, which I'm doing this most of the time, I'm helping in receiving, so I might be doing something else. And like I can go, okay, I can get prepared for 2 o'clock pickup. And it's like, you know, if...
Got to take your receiving hat off and put your shipping hat on.
Yes, if I'm not prepared, it's 2 o'clock and I'm in the middle of something in receiving, and it's like you have to wait. Sometimes you might have to wait, you know, half hour, 20 minutes, like to get loaded, to get out of here. But I mean, but most of the time would just be giving me like a ETA of whenever you're going to show up to pick your like chassis up.
Right, right. So that's probably the biggest one for you.
Yes.
It's pretty questions, but I appreciate your time, and thanks for doing the interview, and definitely thanks for being you and getting us loaded as quick as you do.
Yeah.
That's it's always a pleasure to come here, and you're a big part of that pleasure. So
Well, thank you, Brett.
appreciate
I appreciate you too.
all right, brother.
Yeah.
Driving trucks, eating chicken, trucking fingers.
Trucks are shipped with the exhaust stack, the top of this exhaust stack. They're shipped with it zip tied to the frame to keep the height down because it's about 3 foot high, so it'd be way over height with it on. So we get to this customer, you gotta cut the zip ties. They just zip tie it to the frame. Cut the zip ties, and then you gotta put the stack on. So I already got it cut off the frame, and I'm gonna get it up here and put it on.
Buzzing up a young man dragging a boat to the southwest coast of Florida. Get your barracuda. And there's a semi smoking like a steam machine, running hot up a mountain hauling gasoline. Huffing and a puffing, brothers, that ain't nothing. See the get gone lane, there's a mad redhead drinking double shot black, lipstick on the edge of a Starbucks cup. Closing shoes in the bed of that truck. Ain't a set of taillights, she ain't passed. Finger out the window, barefoot on the gas. She's hauling ass. Ain't nothing says ain't coming back like that. Feels like I'm sitting still, just a spinning my wheels, stuck in a traffic jam behind a red Trans Am. Dude's only doing 80, chasing after my baby. There goes a Lincoln, a beer train.
Yeah, and that's that. One of these days. Now let me get down here before I die. Standing on top of the frame here, there's really no good place to stand, so I'm gonna jump down real quick before I kill myself trying to get down holding this camera, so be right back. Well, that's that. The exhaust stack is on. I'll show that to you. That's what it looks like when it's on. This is why it doesn't ship like that, because it's pretty high when it's put on there. And we got that done. Now we're gonna go ahead and get detached and get this thing delivered. I'll get some footage of that.
You send this one out for all you hag fans out here on the highway.
You got that guitar now? Sounds good.
Oh yeah. Oh, come on with it, little Willie.
My hat don't hang on the same nail too long. My ears can't stand to hear the same old song. I don't leave the highway long enough, bogged down in the mud. I've got rambling fever in my blood.
Well, I got this rambling fever long ago. Yeah, when I first heard the lonesome was so blown. And if anyone ever said I gave a damn, man, they damn sure told you wrong. I've had
All right. So it's Tuesday morning, December 6th. You saw me load the crane truck on Friday. I got it loaded, ran a truck up to the shop. got a service done on the truck. Those guys did a great job in our shop. Got my truck serviced on Friday, all completely done. Trailer they had a couple issues with the trailer. Our trailer guys got it right in, got it done too. So everything was ready to go on Friday afternoon. I managed to get out of there. I left the truck there over the weekend. I got out of there yesterday morning, pretty early. The garbage truck chassis that I picked up from New Philadelphia went to, well, my bill said it went to Arlington Heights, Illinois. So I got to the customer in Arlington Heights, Illinois yesterday about noon or so. I went in and talked to one of the guys. They said, yeah, you know, we didn't know it was coming, but sure, like, unload it right out there. I'll come out and get it. So I did that. I started to unload. Luckily enough, I had only got the neck of the trailer. I just got detached. That was it. And one of the owners came out and he said, man, he said, let me check the numbers. I'm not 100% sure that's supposed to come here. So he checked the numbers on it. It turned out that I went up to the office with him, and it turned out that it was not supposed to go there. It was supposed to go to Dodge Center, Minnesota. So a bunch of phone calls were made, as you can imagine. I got a hold of the agent that I got the load from. She was totally confused by it, or totally surprised by it. So she got a hold of people she needed to get a hold of. We got it all worked out. They asked me if I go up there. What am I going to do? You know what I mean? It's on, so got to get the job done. So I went ahead and reattached. She sent me a new bill of lading to get me from Arlington Heights to Dodge Center, Minnesota. Bad part about that was I had a load booked already that I was supposed to pick up first thing this morning in Davenport, Iowa. Luckily enough, that load also, the timing on it for pickup wasn't quite as important, like it wasn't strict. So we were able to get that adjusted. So I said, fine, I'll run up Dodge Center, no problem. So I ran up, delivered Dodge Center this morning. I showed you that. We got that all fixed out. This is just another example of, you know, and I don't think this particular thing happening, this doesn't really have much to do with Specialized. I mean, it has very little to do with Specialized freight. I think across all genres of trucking, this kind of stuff happens where loads get dispatched to the wrong place or whatever. It happens once in a while, not very often, but it does happen once in a while. So fortunately for me, I didn't really go out a route. Like going to Dodge Center that's the way I would have gone coming through Arlington Heights anyway. So maybe a tiny bit out of route, but no big deal. Got the job done. Made a little bit more money on a load because it went a little bit further, and then we had the trouble of, you know, the stop off and everything. So turned out okay. Helped the customer out, helped the agent out, helped myself out. So in the end, it wasn't that big of a deal, but it's one of those things that, you know, changes happen, and we need to be ready for them and be aware of them. And it's the nature of the beast with trucking. Like, you just don't know sometimes.
Right across these plains and prairies, Rocky Mountain highs, fade off into the distance like ghost riders in the sky. Black smoke and white line, steel horses side by side. It's more than just a living, y'all. Hell, it's our way of life. We're the last of the cowboys, the giddy up gone boys. 18 wheels on the concrete, it's a slowing down.